guys, today we are going to make some salt dough, and salt dough is a kind of dough, a little bit like Play-Doh or baking dough or cookie dough, but you make it using salt, and then you can cook it in the oven to make little ornaments and things with. So I was thinking about this book we were reading yesterday, The Very Hungry Caterpillar, and I was wondering how we could make some little eggs and little caterpillars. So I thought this might be a fun way to do it. So we start with your bowl and your spoon, and we put in 1 cup full of flour, plain flour. Whoop, there we go. And then we pop that into the bowl. And then we put in 1/2 cup of salt. I'm glad I don't need more than that because I'm running out of salt. So there we go, 1/2 cup of salt. And then we mix those together. And then we add in a little bit of water. So about 1/2 cup of water again, but you mightn't need all of the 1/2 cup. It's just enough water to turn it into a dough. So do you want to peep in and see what it looks like in there? I think I need a bit more water. Try not to put too much water in at once because you really don't want it to get too wet because it takes longer to cook if it's really wet. Now, as soon as it starts coming together, you've probably got enough water in it. Let's see now. I'm going to take the spoon out and I'm going to try and squeeze it together and see if it's going to be enough water in there. Make sure I get all that salt squeezed into it as well. Yeah, that feels good. And now what you've got to do is sprinkle a little bit of salt on your table, like that. Sorry, not salt, flour. Sprinkle some flour on the table and then kind of mush up. So you're kind of like you're kneading dough, which is you're mushing up the dough. This is a really nice fun part. Kind of squish it all together. And what's happening is that when you do this, the salt is kind of beginning to melt in with the flour and the water. So you want that all to be squashed up together. And it doesn't matter how you do it, just keep squeezing it. And you can see mine is not too wet. It's not sticking to my fingers, is it? But if yours gets too wet when you're making it, just add more flour. Or if it's too dry, just add a little bit more water. And don't worry about it too much. It'll work either way, even if it looks a bit wet or a bit dry and you have to add more ingredients, it'll still work. The great thing about salt dough is it's not a really fussy recipe. You don't have to be too particular with it. Okay, so now you can see I've kneaded it a little bit and mixed it up. And now I've got a nice lump of kind of white dough, haven't I? Now I can still see the sparkly bits of salt in it, but I think that looks good. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to roll it out a little bit with my rolling pin. And now you can think about what you want to make. Well, I've already got my things in mind. So what I'm going to make is I'm going to make some little eggs, right? From the Very Hungry Caterpillar book. So I want these to be the butterfly's little eggs. Do you remember at the start of the story? There was the little egg that lay in on the leaf in the moonlight. So that's what I'm going to make. Now, butterfly eggs are actually tiny. I don't know if you've seen any in your garden ever, but they're maybe in real life even smaller than that. Maybe even just There's a little ball, maybe that size. They're tinsy and they all kind of stick together in a little circle. So if you're in your garden, have a look under some leaves and you might be lucky enough to spy some little tiny caterpillar eggs. Now, I'm not going to make my ones that small. I'm going to make different size little eggs. That one's quite big. I might make that smaller. So these are going to be my little caterpillar eggs. And I'm going to make plenty of those because usually a butterfly will lay lots of eggs together. So I'm going to make lots of little eggs. And inside each one of those would be a little tiny baby caterpillar ready to come out. So let's see. So that can be my little butterfly eggs that are going to have the caterpillars coming out of them.